Hey everybody, here we are again for another audiobook review that you probably haven't really heard of. Name of the book, in this case, it's an audiobook that I found on Spotify after talking to the author at a convention. The book's name is Paradise Planets, Fallen from Paradise. So, this story is set way in the future. Earth is pretty messed up, and there's a caste system that has a bunch of people, treating others, not so well. There's an underwater game where there's either scuba suits or really nifty, power suits, futuristic suits, which brings in some of the sci-fi aspect. It's a youth fantasy, so there is some teen angst and a little bit of lovey-dovey stuff, but it's worth pushing on through it if you're a bit older, and it's a little, and you might think it might be a little bit too much. So the author is actually a musician and songwriter, and it shows in the story. The story is actually very different than a lot of fantasies that I've listened to or supposedly read. And a lot of the story bases around music. Now, you might have heard of this sort of thing before. I have not, and I've listened to at least 100 audiobooks, if not more. So this is one of the most unique fantasy stories that I've actually listened to. And, you might not know much about me, and you might not be too interested in the same kind of stories I am. But this one was really interesting. And the author who wrote the music actually put it in the story and added it to the story, which made things pretty interesting. The story is also done with graphic audio, so there's a lot of sound effects, which is really nice. The voice acting is phenomenal, so it is definitely worth a pickup. You can find it on Spotify. Eventually, it'll be on Audible, but Spotify will possibly, treat them better depending on what Audible has to say. And it's pretty inexpensive on Spotify, so you can get it there real cheap. There are love to hate characters. Again, the graphic audio and voice acting are phenomenal. At first, you might wonder if the privileged girl deserves to live a little rugged for once, but it takes her, and it takes the story not too long before you realize that it's a bit too much for anyone, and you easily get into the story and into the world. The story is darn good. I highly recommend it. If any of you watch these sort of videos for any recommendation, you should get it on Spotify to help the author out more. If not, if you'd rather read it, you can find it on the author's link. I'll, of course, put it down below.